Hello, I'm Charly and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap up and my June TBR. So firstly, can we just talk about my shirt? It says In Heart's Wake and it has wildflower lyrics right here. It says hold close what you love in life, and it says In Heart's Wake here, and it has a flower here, and I got this because I went to an In Heart's Wake concert to the Skydancer tour. I don't know if any of you listen to In Heart's Wake, but let me know if you do, because I went and saw them and they were amazing and it was great, except it was insane because they were like professionally filming it to put on YouTube, so everyone went extra insane and my boyfriend got concussed, and yeah, that was not cool, but other than that it was fun. And also, it is so cold right now in Australia. Like seriously, I'm wearing 2 shirts right now. 2 shirts and 2 pairs of pants and 2 pairs of socks. So in May, I had a pretty good reading month. Like I read 7 things, but only 2 of those were actual books and the rest were like graphic novel-ish things. You'll see what I mean. But I still think it was a really good reading month because I read a lot of books that I really enjoyed, and I haven't had that much time this month. I've been having to do school and stuff. And so yes, let's just get right to it. So the first book that I finished in May was The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I loved this book so much. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's one of my new favourite books. And I think if you like The Night Circus, if The Night Circus is one of your favourite books, then I think you'll like this, because this just kind of feels like a book that is kind of Night Circus-ish in the way that it's written, I guess. But I have done a whole book talk on this. It's not uploaded yet, but it'll be uploaded soon. So I'm not going to talk too much about the plot of this because I am happy with the book talk that I did on it, so I want people to actually watch it. And yes, so look out for that if you want to know more about this book. The next book that I finished was a graphic novel, and that is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. And this is just a series of short stories, kind of. Like it has like 4 or 5 different stories within it. Let me just check how many there actually are. So it has 5 different stories in it, and it also has an introduction and a conclusion which are separate to those stories. And I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really love the art. I will show you the art because it's beautiful. It's really creepy, by the way, so if you like creepy things, then you'll probably like this. Look at that. Yeah, so I really liked the creepiness of this. I took off half a star just because like 2 of the stories weren't as good as the others, and if you guys have read this, let me know what your favourite one of the stories was. Mine would have been the last one, I think, which is The Nesting Place, or was it that one? Yeah, I think it was that one. And also just another reason why I took off half a star is because I don't know why, but like the first few stories in this are really short, and then the last story is really long. And my favourite was that longer one, so I don't know why they were at different lengths, but I really liked the longer one a lot more than the shorter ones, because the shorter ones were just a bit unresolved-ish kind of, but I really loved this, and if you are a fan of graphic novels, then I would definitely recommend checking this out. The next book that I finished was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and I also gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I read most of this during the Crush Your TBR readathon, which I have a wrap-up video for, which I'll link up here. And yes, I love this so much, and I can't believe that it took me this long to get to it. This is the first book in a series, if you don't know. I also did a book talk on this, so I'm not going to talk too much about that, and that'll be uploaded soon as well. And yes, so look out for that if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Throne of Glass. Oh, by the way, all of these, like, the next 3 books I don't have physical copies of because I like didn't have any work with me to do at school when I had free periods, so I just read random graphic novels in my school's library, and so yeah, that's why the next 3 books I don't own physical copies of, and they're also graphic novels. The next book I read was I think it's classed as a picture book. I'm very bad with like graphic novels, mangas, picture books kind of thing, but it was The Hole by, I forget the author's name. It has a weird like accent over the O, and it's just the author's name is right there, so I don't know how to pronounce that. But I heard about this on Ariel Bassett's channel a little while ago, probably about a year ago now, and she like randomly bought it one time and she just read it and she was just obsessed with it, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I was kind of trying to be more critical with my books this month because a lot of people have been saying stuff on BookTube like that if you give heaps of books 5 out of 5 stars, then I don't really trust your reviews. And I try to be critical, but I have just been reading a lot of good books, so that is why a lot of my books have been getting like 4 and 5 stars lately. But yeah, this book is just adorable. It's basically just got a hole drilled through the middle of it, so all of the artwork incorporates the hole into it, and it's basically about this little animal dude person. I don't know what he is. He's like a hippo cross person cross, I don't even know what. And he moves into an apartment and he's like, damn, there's a hole in my wall. And so then he like calls people and they're like, yo, I have a hole in my apartment, and they're like, bring it down to us and we'll check it out. And then he's like, what, how? And yeah, I'm gonna just put a picture that I took of like my favorite page. I was like laughing throughout this whole book. I read it in like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something, and it just made me happy. So it got 5 out of 5 stars. I was gonna give it 4 out of 5 and I was like, why am I giving it 4? I loved it, so I gave it 5. The next book I read was Stitches by David Small, and I have a picture of it here. So this is a graphic novel memoir, and I don't want to tell you too much about it because it like goes by really quickly. It's pretty big. Like it's about 400-ish pages, I think, but it's really quick. Which I haven't read any other graphic novel memoirs, but I've heard that a lot of them are a bit too like text heavy for graphic novels. So I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. It's about a boy and he's born with like a breathing difficulty, so his dad is a doctor and his dad is like radiating him like with x-rays and stuff to try and like cure this breathing difficulty. And then it just follows like his life story to do with kind of illnesses and also his family. And it's just like insane kind of the things that happen, and I really, really liked it, and I really liked the artwork as well. I'll try and find some pictures of the artwork and put them here as well, because I didn't take any pictures of that, but I don't have the book to show you what the artwork looks like either. So yeah. The next book that I randomly picked up in my library was The Bird King and Other Sketches by Shaun Tan. And if you guys don't know, Shaun Tan is the author of The Arrival, which like has won lots of awards and stuff, and I've heard a lot about it. I haven't read that one yet, but I'm definitely going to now that I've read this, because basically this is a, I don't know what you would call this. It's basically like a collection of Shaun Tan's unpublished artworks, I think, and it's him just talking about like his motivation and inspiration and like how he goes about starting an artwork, and I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really, really love the artwork. I think this would be really good to read if you are like really into art, like yourself, like actually good, like into drawing and painting and stuff. I am into like photography, so it wasn't like something that would really help me, but I really recommend it if you are into drawing and painting. And the last thing that I read this month was a manga, and that was Death Note Volume 5 by Tasumi Oba and art by Takeshi Obata. This is the bind up of Volume 5 and 6, so as you can see I'm like halfway through, and that was Volume 5, and I ended up giving this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I've given all of the rest of the series 5 out of 5 stars so far. This one was a bit slower because it felt like it was building up for the next volume, which like was fine. It was still really entertaining, but I wasn't like as inclined to pick it up as I was with all the other volumes. So that's why I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars. And yeah, this is a really great graphic novels manga series, so if you haven't checked that out yet, you really should, because it's great. On to my June TBR. I'm probably not going to get much reading done this month at all, because I have so many assessments this month / just until the end of this term. I'm going to die. So I'm just going to show you some books that I might either just start or I'll finish them. I don't know, I'll at least start these books I think this month. So the first one is the book that I'm currently reading, and that is The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valente. Oh man, I'm so sick of saying that title. Oh man, okay, so I am like halfway through this kind of ish, and yeah, about halfway through, not quite halfway through, and it's kind of taking me a bit to get into. Just the writing style is really, really strange. I don't know if this is a middle grade or young adult, because on Goodreads it has both as a genre, and I was like, what? So like the main character is 12, but it's kind of told in like a fairy tale-ish way where the narrator refers directly to the reader, so it kind of seems like it's directed for like a 15-16-year-old audience, so I'm not sure. Middle grade character directed towards a young adult audience. It's weird, but it's set out in like a fairy tale thing. It starts off with a once upon a time. And yeah, I'm enjoying it enough, but it's just taking me a bit to get into. And yeah, so hopefully I'll finish this one. The next thing that I probably will definitely finish is the volume 6 in Death Note, because they're really quick to read and I'm excited. Another book that I want to start, probably not finish, is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Someone has told me that I should read The Assassin's Blade before I read this, and can you guys comment down below and tell me if it's better to read The Assassin's Blade before this or after this, because I've heard someone else say that it's better to read it after Crown of Midnight, and I don't own it yet, so I'd have to wait a bit because I'm not like buying books at the moment, so I'd have to wait a little bit first. So let me know if I should read that one first, and yes, I'll definitely at least read it before Air of Fire though. So, and the last book that I have picked out is one for if I am just like dying with school and just want to get my mind off school and just want to read something quick, and one that everyone loves, and that is Saga Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and art by Fiona Staples. Everyone has read this and I haven't, and I only own this first one, which is why I kind of like hope I don't get to it, because I want to buy at least the second one first. But I guess I should probably read the first one before I buy the second one. So I'm not sure about this one. I know everyone loves it and I'm excited, so I might read this depending on how school goes and stuff. So that is all for my wrap up and TBR video. Let me know down below how many books you read this month, and like what was your favourite book this month. What was my favourite book this month? Probably, oh, I can't pick, either Throne of Glass or The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Probably The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. That book was great. Oh my gosh. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!